So I remember going to see a therapist, man. I was about 40 years old. And I was seeing the therapist because I couldn't let go of the idea that it was my fault that this woman had sexually and verbally abused me when I was 11 years old. And I remember telling the therapist that this woman said that I was ugly and I was stupid and I was a bad kid and I was dumb and I wasn't shit and I deserved what she was doing to me. The therapist just listened. And I continued on to tell the therapist I was just a kid and she was a grown woman and I couldn't understand why she was doing this to me. And the therapist just kept listening. And I talked and I talked and I talked. But when I took a breath, the therapist highlighted that I said I was just a kid and she was a grown woman. The therapist said, Raheem, the bad things that you did as a kid, you were behaving as a kid because kids sometimes do bad things. But she was a grown person. She was a sexual deviant and an abuser. Raheem, it wasn't your fault. Raheem, it wasn't your fault. Raheem, it wasn't your fault. She just kept saying that. And I remember the tears welled up in my eyes, man. And after a while, I started to cry snots and boogers. Because I felt so free, man. She had freed me up with that, letting me know that it was not my fault. She had lifted a world of weight off of my shoulders. Here's my point. Sometimes we hold on to things that are not our fault. We hold on to things that we have no control over, and it eats away at our self-esteem. It eats away at our behavior. It eats away at our self-worth. We have to let that shit go because it's not your fault. Stay grinding. Stay focused.